Hello, boys and girls. I'm going to read you a story. I cannot figure out how to get the video to flip so you can read what this says, but it says The Teacher from the Black Lagoon. And whenever we read a story in our reading group, we always look at the picture and decide what the story is going to be about. Is it going to be scary? Is it going to be funny? Is it going to be serious? Are we going to learn something? Is there a problem that needs solved? So when we look at this, we see a little boy who's scared of a big, scary shadow, right? Okay, let's start. It's the first day of school. I wonder who my teacher is. And we can look, we can see that he looks concerned, he looks worried. I hear Mr. Smith has dandruff and warts. So now I know this story is probably going to be funny, right? And Mrs. Jones has a whip and a wig. So now I'm starting to think this story is not going to be very realistic, right? But Mrs. Green is supposed to be a real monster. Oh my, I have her. Mrs. Green, room 109. What a bummer. And I don't know if you can tell, but the word real is in italics. And we've talked about that before. Whenever we read a story and it's in italics, which is like the squiggly letters, we say those a little louder. I sit at the desk. I fold my hands. I close my eyes. I am too young to die. Suddenly, a shadow covers the door. It opens. So they're creating some suspense, right? In slithers Mrs. Green. She's really green. She has a tail. She scratches her name on the blackboard with her claws. So there she is. And there she is scratching her name, and you can see all the kids' faces. So now we know it's definitely fiction, it's definitely made up, and it's definitely funny. And now we're kind of realizing this is probably a problem and solution story. There's a problem going on. Freddie Jones throws a spitball. She curls her lip and breathes fire at him. Freddie is gone. Look, his hat's on fire. There's just a little pile of ashes on his desk. Talk about bad breath, giggles Eric Porter. See, he's laughing. Uh-oh, but what do we see in the picture? She slithers over, unscrews his head, and puts it on the globe stand. Now that's just silliness. That can't happen. So this book is made to make us laugh, right? That's the author's purpose, is to make us laugh. I bet she gives homework on the first day of school. Your homework for today, grins Mrs. Green, smoke rising from her nostrils, is pages 1 to 200 in your math book. All the fraction problems. I don't know about you, but a lot of fourth graders don't like fractions, even though they're easy, and you know they are. We've never had fractions, shouts Derek Bloom. Come up here, she beckons with her claw. Derek stands by her desk. This is a whole boy, she smirks. Oh, we know that word in math class. A whole number is like a big 1 or a big 2. And he's a whole 1. Uh-oh. She takes a big bite. This is half a boy. Now you've had fractions. Now he's half of a whole. Doris Frutal cracks her gum. And you can see a little sound here. Pop. It's an onomatopoeia. Mrs. Green swallows her in one gulp. No chewing in class, she smiles. Don't be scared. This is just a story. It's not real. Mr. Bender, the principal, sticks his head in. Keep up the good work. He nods and closes the door. I wish I could get sent to the principal's office. And now we have to think, why does the boy want to go to the principal's office? That's weird, right? But then we have to realize, we have to infer that he wants to go to the principal's office because that's a safe place to be. Won't have an alligator teacher there. Let's call the roll, cackles Mrs. Green. Freddie Jones is absent. Derek Bloom is half here. Eric Porter is here and there. Darius Foodle is digesting. Uh-oh. He looks worried. What about spelling? Shouts Randy Potts. Spelling can be fun, beams Mrs. Green, wiggling her fingers at him. Abracadabra kazam. That's tough to spell, says Randy. Suddenly, there's a flash of light, a puff of smoke, and Randy's a frog. So she's magic too, apparently. Penny Weber raises her hand. Can I go to the nurse? She whines. What's wrong? Asks Mrs. Green. I have a huge headache, says Penny. Mrs. Green wriggles her fingers. There's another flash of light, and Penny's head is the size of a pin. And I don't know if you can see. Look how tiny her head gets. Better? Asks Mrs. Green. Now it's nap time. Everyone who still has one, put your head on your desk. I hope I make it to recess. Sweet dreams, she cackles as I close my eyes. Suddenly the bell rings. Ring! I wake up. There's a pretty woman writing her name on the blackboard. She has real skin and no tail. I'm Mrs. Green, your teacher, she smiles. What happened? Can we just figure out what happened? Can we infer what happened? I jump out of my chair, run up and hug her. Well, thank you, she says. I am glad to be here. So what happened? Was this all a dream? It was. The Teacher by the Black Lagoon. I need to find another one called Pinecone Princess because it's hilarious. But my daughters don't know where they put it. All right. Thanks for listening. I appreciate it.